We're ready.
Alright. We will start with Pops up 1. This language was used for a play in which a man gives up on the constructed language Pataidopi. In a play in this language, a man dons a paper nose while visiting the liquidation office. Nana discusses falling birth rates with the head of the League of Humanity in a play in this language. An author uses this language in their play The Memorandum and depicted Hugo Pludek in The Garden Party. In another play in this language used by Václav Havel, Alquist tries dissecting Primus and Helena and the Adam and Eve of the title species who rebel and kill all the humans in the factory. For 10 points, name this language used by Karl Čapek to write the play that created the word Tyrone. That's 10.
Yes.
So terrifying.
Yes, I think
Feels like a fraud.
Let's go. Bonus. Answer the following about harmonic oscillators for 10 points each A. The small angle approximation simplifies these objects' equation of motion. Huygens invented a clock that uses one of these objects, which consists of a swinging weight hung from a fixed point.
Pendulum directed.
Correct. B. If the Q factor of a harmonic oscillator equals 1/2, it is said to have this phenomenon's critical form. This process is usually caused by friction or drag and leads to a decrease in amplitude and velocity of an oscillator.
Being directed.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Damping.
Correct. C. An RLC circuit can be modeled as a harmonic oscillator acted upon by a time-dependent external force. Such a harmonic oscillator is described by this adjective.
You mean the second part?
Answer.
Simple harmonic motion.
It's driven or forced. That's 20 on the bonus.
Not heard that.
Toss up 2. In this war, a death march across tidal mountains killed over 3,000 soldiers. The city of Umeå was burned in this war's great wrath. Adam Löwenhaupt was captured during one battle in this war, before which one commander defected to the other side. After he learned he was being replaced by Alexander Menshikov as hetman, Ivan Mazepa changed sides in this war. Augustus the Strong exited this war via the Treaty of Altrandstad. One side gained Livonia and Ingria through the Treaty of Nystad to end this war. After the Battle of Poltava in this war, Charles XII was captured. For 10 points, name this war in which a coalition led by Peter the Great defeated Sweden.
Great Northern War.
10.
Oh.
Bonus. This show is animated by MAPPA and has a different ending theme for each episode. For 10 points each A, name this extremely gory anime and manga whose title character Denji hunts Akuma, or devils, along with Power and Aki. Denji is under the control of Makima, the villain of the public safety arc.
Demon Slayer.
It's Chainsaw Man. B. One chapter of Chainsaw Man is named after a tornado of these animals. The villain Kisame in Naruto resembles one of these animals, a large one of which is also the villain in the movie Jaws.
Sharks.
Correct. C. Akuma is also the theme of a villain in this Capcom fighting game series. Akuma first appears in its second entry where he uses a forbidden technique to kill M. Bison, but decides to not kill Ryu.
Not sure, to be fair. No answer.
A Street Fighter. That's 10 on the bonus.
Okay.
Toss up 3. In one work, this artist showed Catholic, Lutheran, and Baptist churches in a diagonal line near Winner, South Dakota. Rondell Partridge assisted this artist, who depicted Lois Jordan wearing a white hat and turning away from a crowd. This artist showed students at Raphael Whale Elementary School saying the Pledge of Allegiance while on assignment in Manzanar from the War Relocation Authority. Destitute Pea Pickers is the alternate title for a work by this artist of White Angel Breadline, which depicts Florence Owens Thompson holding 2 of her children. For 10 points, name is photographer of many Great Depression era scenes like Migrant and Tyrone.
Ansel Adams.
-5. Like Migrant Mother. From
Dorothea Lane.
10.
Wait, what is it?
Bonus. This character plays a piano piece reminiscent of a demure lady stroking a cat, and another which reminds someone of a man standing beside a desolate rock on the seashore. For 10 points each A, name this character who plays the piano at LeBron's party. They say that Edna Pontellier is the only one worth playing for.
Do it. I don't know. No answer. I can't do it.
Mademoiselle Reyes. B. Mademoiselle Rice and Robert Lebrun appear in this novel in which Edouard Pontellier cheats on her husband Leonce with Alcée Arobin. Answer.
Not sure. No answer.
The Awakening. C. This American author set her novel The Awakening in her native Louisiana. Answer.
Yeah, no answer. It's not true.
It's Kate Chopin.
Yeah.
That's 0. All right, toss up 4. One type of these devices uses a circularly polarized depletion laser. That STED form of these devices, like Palm and Storm, is an example of their super resolution type. Before using one of these devices, a cryotome is used to section an embedded sample. A deconvolute. Hold on.
In microscope.
15.
Okay.
Bonus. In Guido of Arezzo's original version of the solfège, ut was used instead of this syllable. For 10 points each, A, name this first syllable of the solfège in which it is followed by re and mi.
Directed.
No.
Can you repeat that? Oh, yes. B. This composer's teaching method uses hand signs to represent the notes of the solfège. I don't know. This Hungarian composer and ethnomusicologist wrote the Harry János Suite and collected Magyar folk music.
Wait, is Bartok Hungarian?
Yeah.
Okay. Bartok directed.
Oh, no, it's Zoltán Kodály. Before introducing diatonic scales, the Kodály method teaches children to sing scales with this many notes. The dominant of a scale on the scale is on the scale degree of this number.
5. Directed.
Correct. That's 20 on the bonus. Toss up 5. This artist depicted Mademoiselle Pogany with almond-shaped eyes. A sculpture by this artist surrounds a stone table with 12 hourglass-shaped seats. This artist's figurative depiction of Marie Bonaparte was removed from the Salon des Indépendants and was titled Princess X. 17 stacked rhomboidal shapes comprise this artist's endless column, which along with Table of Silence and the Gate of the Kiss comprise their sculptural ensemble in Terre Gouges. Edward Steichen purchased a phallic sculpture by this artist, which was reclassified as utensils by customs. For 10 points, name this Romanian sculptor of bird in space. Time. That's Constantin Brancusi.
Oh.
All right. Toss up. Toss up 6. It's not gallium, but a small amount of this element is put near an iron nail in a solution with an oxidizing agent in this element's beating heart reaction. It's not sulfur, but sulfhydryl groups are sometimes named for their ability to capture this element. A dimethyl derivative of this element is used to calibrate NMR instruments, though it can seep through latex gloves. The sulfide of this element forms the ore cinnabar and is bonded to a sulfur atom in the preservative thimerosal. Amalgams are alloys of this element, 760 millimeters of which corresponds to atmospheric pressure. Tehran.
Mercury.
10.
Yes.
Sorry, messed up.
Alright, bonus. In the prologue to this work, the titled prophet confronts a dying rope dancer who fell after being goaded by a gaudily dressed fellow. For 10 points each, A, name this work in which the title character meets a saint who has not yet heard that God is dead.
Wait. Is it Thus Smoke? Yeah. Thus Smoke Zarathustra.
Correct. B. This German philosopher wrote...
Nietzsche.
What?
Directed.
Yes.
Nietzsche.
C. Nietzsche used the story of a dwarf on a mountain path, the vision, and the enigma to illustrate this concept, the idea that the universe continually creates and destroys itself without a telos. Correct. That's 30.
Oh. You're great. Always looking for it, though.
Toss up 7. This author declares that the nation's pomp of yesterday is one with Nineveh and Tyre, in a poem that ends 4 stanzas with the line, lest we forget, lest we forget. This author of Recessional created a character regarded as a descendant of Alexander the Great, who was killed in Kafiristan Dravot. This author of The Man Who Would Be King also wrote a story in which 2 snakes, Nag and Nagaina, from
Rudyard Kipling.
10.
No.
Bonus. Medieval examples of these objects would sometimes use a Latin phrase meaning here be dragons or here be lions to denote unexplored areas. For 10 points each, A, name these objects created by cartographers. The Mercator projection is often used to draw these diagrams.
Maps.
Correct. B. Martin Waldseemüller was the first cartographer to use this word on a map. Mercator's world map often used this word or India Nova to indicate the same location.
Compass or something? Not sure. I don't
Answer?
know. Not sure. No answer.
It's America. C. This Greek thinker's geography contains early instructions for using map projections. This thinker's Almagest presented a geocentric model of the universe.
Yeah, I don't know, really.
Answer?
Not sure. No answer.
Sorry, that's Ptolemy. 10 on the bonus.
Oh.
Toss-up 8. One holder of this title was cursed when they traded names with Father Glowworm. That holder of this title was laid back until his wife was taken by Ko, the face stealer. One holder of this title trapped an enemy in the Tree of Time until the next harmonic convergence. Holders of this title are connected to Rava and serve as a conduit to the spirit world. Tenzin taught one holder of this title who defeated Amon and served the Equalists. One holder of this title survived a genocide ordered by Solzin. That holder of this title defeats the Fire Lord Ozai and marries Katara. For 10 points, name these people like Korra and Aang that can bend fire, air, earth. Cornelia. Time. That can
No,
bend.
I gave an answer.
You gave an
Sorry,
answer.
I didn't hear you. Can you repeat that?
Oh, okay.
I said Avatar.
Okay, so yeah, that's correct for 10. Sorry, next time can you like
Yeah, that's
lean
good.
in? 'Cause
Okay, I'll say louder.
Yeah, okay,
it's not just saying it louder. It's that like the mic limiter will like cut off the start. So you have to say like, is it, and then your answer, and then it'll catch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I like legitimately could not hear anything.
Okay.
But yes, that's correct.
Yeah, no, that's our bad.
That's correct for 10. Bonus. This country is home to the Chaga tribe. For 10 points each, A. Name this East African country which moved its capital from Dar es Salaam to Dodoma in 1996.
Go down to this.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, sure. Somalia.
It's Tanzania. B. The Indian Ocean coast of Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique contains one of these coastal wetlands named for a type of plant that grows particularly well in salty environments.
Sure.
Yeah, true.
A mangrove forest.
Correct. C. Tanzania is home to this volcano whose Kibo cone is dormant but whose other two cones are extinct. This is the tallest mountain in Africa.
Darum.
Correct. That's 20 on the bonus.
You know.
Alright, toss up 9.
My timer ran out.
Oh, okay, that's half. Cool. Sorry,
Okay,
and I can't even like see the timer, so I'm just reading.
that's fine. So at halftime, we have finished 8 toss-ups, and I have a score of 30 for T.H. Rogers B and 150 for Kingdom of Odysseus.
What's the score for Rogers again?
30.
Oh,
Okay.
hold on. Doesn't it count bonuses?
Yeah. You got 10 on the toss-up 7 bonus, and then 0 on the toss-up 3 bonus.
Okay, are we ready to continue?
Wait, for the score sheet, how do I like skip 2 toss-ups?
I think you have to
you're
skip
not
2
supposed to,
toss-ups. I
right?
think you just like.
Yeah, because I start at
I think
toss-up
you just keep
9.
going.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, toss-up 9. The first holder of this position wrote the epic poem Crushing the Forces of Evil to Dust. The fifth holder of this position used black magic to destroy a spirit later venerated by the new Kadampa tradition, named Dorje Shugnen. Some holders of this position were selected using a golden urn. Holders of this position are found after members of the Gelug school traveled to Lama Latso Lake and artifacts of previous holders are presented to a candidate. The current holder of this position left Potala Palace and resides in Dharamshala, India after a Chinese invasion. Tenzin Ram.
The Dalai Lama?
Correct for 10. Sorry, my pronunciation is looking at.
Yeah, I should
Bonus.
have.
This man postulated the greenhouse effect, and he discovered that electrolyte solutions are conductive, while pure salts are not. For 10 points each, A. Name the scientist whose namesake equation includes a pre-exponential factor and relates activation energy to the rate constant.
Yeah, I don't know answer.
Arrhenius. B. Arrhenius. B. Arrhenius proposed that these compounds form hydroxide ions in solution. The Bronsted-Lowry system defines these compounds as proton acceptors and acids at proton donors.
I don't know. No answer.
Bases. C. The Arrhenius equation can be rearranged to generate a linear plot by plotting this function of the temperature on the x-axis and the natural logarithm of the rate constant on the y-axis.
Reaction rate.
That's the reciprocal. That's 0. Toss up 10. A terrorist group in this country had its headquarters in a region called Vrame and was temporarily led by Comrade Artemio. In this country, a rebel named Chairman Gonzalo was captured after Dircote uncovered his safe house. Abimael Guzman led the Maoist group Shining Path that rebelled against the leader of this country of Japanese descent. Alberto Fujimori defeated the author Mario Vargas Llosa. Ram.
Peru.
10. Bonus. This poet mistakes the setting moon spilling light on the rafters for another poet's face in a poem titled Dreaming of That Poet. For 10 points each, A, name this poet who wrote about the wagons rattling and banging and horses neighing and snorting in Ballad of the Army Carts.
No answer.
It's Du Fu. B. Du Fu is a poet from the Tang dynasty of this modern-day country. Other poets from this country include Wang Wei and Li Bai.
China?
Correct. C. This poet translated Li Bai's The River Merchant's Wife into English in 1915, the same year he began writing his sprawling modernist work, The Cantos.
No answer.
Ezra Pound. That's
All right.
10. Toss-up 11. These things develop through a frontal fracture and then a back-bent formation in the Shapiro-Kaiser model. The size of these things is partially determined by the ROCI, or radius of outermost closed isobar. Two of these things move around a common center in the Fujiwara effect. The tendency of these things to move poleward and west is called beta drift. These systems are categorized from 1 through 5 on the Saphir-Simpson scale. The extratropical type of these systems... Brenna.
Is it hurricanes?
10.
I always click on these for like the wrong type.
Bonus. This group displaced the Uezi during their 2nd century BCE expansion, and they were sometimes conflated with the Huns. For 10 points each, A, name these Eurasian nomads united under Modu Chanyu, who was offered a Chinese princess's hand in marriage and a truce. These nomads fought a war against an empire ruled by Wu Di.
I was both of the Mongols, but now different.
Answer.
Gods.
It's the Xiongnu. B. The Xiongnu frequently warred with this dynasty, whose throne was usurped by Cao Wei in 220 CE. This dynasty names the largest ethnic group in China.
The Han Dynasty.
Yeah.
Directed.
Correct. C. At a battle named for this geographical feature, the Xiongnu defeated Han forces led by Li Guangli. These heavenly mountains run along the border between China, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan.
Is it Hindu Kush? I don't think so, but like we can guess. I think it's
Answer.
the Hindu Kush.
It's the Tian Shan. So that's 10. Toss up 12.
10? Yeah.
This government's flag is purple with 4 linked white squares. This government replaced dead family members by capturing new ones in mourning wars. A treaty between this government and William Johnson established the line of property. This government fought against the French with the intention of monopolizing the fur trade in the Beaver Wars and later ceded land in 2 treaties of Fort Stanwix. The founder of this federation legendarily combed the snakes out of Tadadaho's hair and was named Hiawatha. The constitution of this... Brenna.
The Haudenosaunee Confederacy.
Can you repeat that?
The Haudenosaunee Confederacy.
-5. Or sorry, yes, I can accept that. That's 10. Sorry. Bonus. This scientist analyzed a group of finches that all showed different beak sizes adapted to their niches. For 10 points each, A, name the science. Correct. B. Darwin used this adjective to describe structures that descend from a common ancestor. By contrast, analogous structures arise through convergent evolution.
Homologous. Yeah. Homologous.
Correct. C. Darwin's idea of descent with modification opposed this other scientist's concept of evolution, in which changes that an organism acquires during its lifetime are passed on to its descendants.
Like I forget the people who have
Answer.
Brown.
It's Lamarck. That's 20.
Oh.
Toss up 13. This national park is home to and sometimes names the Timbusha Shoshone tribe. A route starting at Mahogany Flat is used to climb Telescope Peak in this park. This park is bordered by the Amargosa Mountains to the east and the Panamint Mountains to the west. Mule-drawn wagons were used to extract borax from this park. This park's racetrack playa is a salt flat that contains sailing stones which move on ice sheets in winter. This park is east of the Sierra Nevada in the Mojave Desert. This park's Furnace Creek was the site of the highest air temperature ever recorded. For 10 points, name this park in Eastern California, the lowest land point in the Western Hemisphere. Rom.
Death Valley.
10. Bonus. This artist showed floating horns over the Rio Grande Valley and Ram's Head, White Hollyhock Hills, and their painting of a skyscraper included the name of their husband in neon. For 10 points each, A, name this modernist artist of Radiator Building, Night, New York.
Robert Rockwell, I guess.
That's Georgia O'Keeffe. B.
Okay.
O'Keeffe depicted one of these white objects belonging to a cow on a red, white, and blue background. Hans Holbein depicted a slanted anamorphic one of these objects on a rug in The Ambassadors.
Yeah, no answer.
That's a skull. C. O'Keeffe also depicted this type of plant erotically in paintings like Petunia No. 2. She painted another one of these plants with sword-like petals in black iris.
Tulips or tulips?
I can't take that. I need flowers.
Oh,
That's what, 10? Or 0? I think 0. Alright, toss up 14. A character in this novel goes mute after guards paralyze their boyfriend, who is always followed by yellow butterflies. Yellow flowers rain from the sky when a character in this novel dies after spending the end of their life tied to a chestnut tree. It rains for 5 years in this novel after a massacre of striking plantation workers. Taran?
100 Years of Solitude.
15.
Bonus.
Bonus. This politician was told to just say "I" after accidentally giving a statement during a voting period. For 10 points each. A. Correct. B. Feinstein is a senator from this state. This state's Governor Gavin Newsom proposed replacing
California.
Feinstein with Katie. Correct. C. Chuck Schumer suggested this Maryland senior senator as a candidate for Feinstein's seat on the Senate Judiciary Committee in a motion blocked by Republicans.
This one. Where's Elizabeth Warren? I think she's switching doing this.
Answer.
I don't know. Answer. No answer.
Ben Cardin. That's 20.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right. Toss up 15. The standard ILO measure of this quantity used in Europe is the third of 6 measures of this quantity tracked by the Fed. The Shapiro-Stiglitz model predicts that this quantity is sustained by efficiency wages. The Diamond Coconut model predicts a continuum of typical rates of this value. Papathemos and Modigliani introduced a measure for the minimum of this quantity without rising inflation called the NIRU. This quantity is inversely related to inflation by the Phillips curve. Taran.
Unemployment level.
Yeah.
Unemployment.
10.
Yes.
Bonus. These 3 words begin a speech whose speaker claims the evil that men do lives after them, the good is often interred with their bones. For 10 points each, A, name these 3 words which began a speech delivered by a man who had thrice presented another character with the kingly crown.
Oh, it's something from Julius Caesar. Fellow countryman Lent. Yeah, fellow countryman Lent.
It's Friends, Romans, Countrymen. B. Mark Antony delivers a funeral oration at the beginning Friends, Romans, Countrymen in this William Shakespeare play whose title character is assassinated by Roman senators. Correct. C. In Julius Caesar, Brutus's wife, who has this name, commits suicide by swallowing fire. A character with this name from The Merchant of Venice delivers a speech beginning, "The quality of mercy is not strained."
Is that Megalopania? Why is that unknown? I think it ends with that. Oh, it's a Porsche.
Answer.
Porsche.
Correct. That's 20. Toss up 16. The title, "The Light That Came From Besides This Domain," is another name for the Mayan epic Popol Vuh. After returning from this domain, Urashima Taro opens a box containing his old age. The god Ryujin uses 2 jewels to control this domain. After brewing ale in a giant cauldron, a god of this domain hosted a banquet depicted in the Lokasena. Aegir was the Norse god of this domain. One god of this domain helps Apollo build the walls of Troy. A gift from a god of this... Brenna.
The ocean.
10.
Yes.
Bonus. This composer's partner Peter Pears premiered the title role of their opera containing the aria and the Great Bears and Pleiades. For 10 points each, A, name this English composer of 4 sea interludes which were excerpted from their opera Peter Grimes.
What? Yeah. You have no answer.
Benjamin Britten. B. Pears was a performer of this highest standard male vocal type, which is higher than baritone. Performers of this vocal range make up the T in the standard SATB choir. Correct. C.
Henry?
Correct. Pairs often sang the vocal part and performances of Britain's realizations of this earlier English composer's songs. A chromatic ground bass descent from G to D opens this composer's aria, When I Am Laid in Earth. Answer. Henry Purcell. That's 10, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I'm silly. Toss-up 17. This body first issued an ultimate decree in response to a protest against a colonization law. Members of this body couldn't own a ship capable of foreign trade. This body could not meet more than 1 mile outside the boundary of the city. Non-hereditary members of this body were given a name meaning new man. Members of this body wore an iron ring, maroon shoes, and a purple striped garment. This body is combined with the people in the abbreviation SPQR. The descendants of the first 100 members... Brenna.
Like the internet.
10.
Yeah.
Alright, bonus. This novel ends in the middle of a sentence during a prince's anti-corruption speech where he declares our fatherland is suffering from our own acts, and compares the country to a sled. For 10 points each, A, name this Nikolai Gogol novel in which Pavel Chichikov buys the title Serfs while traveling around the Russian countryside.
The title
You only know those.
Answer.
Nose.
Dead Souls. B. This author described Dead Souls as poshla, a Russian word which is explained as obviously trashy, but also falsely attractive. This author wrote a novel about the titled Russian professor who loses their job, Nin, I don't know.
No, I think it's this
Answer.
one. Chekhov.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Chekhov directed.
Nabokov. C. In a Gogol story, the barber Ivan Yakovlevich finds one of these body parts in a loaf of bread after it detaches from Major Kovalyov. He ran on a bear. Sorry? Correct. That's
The
10.
nose.
Yes.
Toss-up 18.
My
Small
time
values
is
of
up
the...
now.
Oh, okay, I didn't start it. Well, never.
Okay. So
That's game.
I have a final score of 315 to 70 in favor of Kingdom of Odysseus.
Cool.
Good game.
Again, thank you for
Alright.
playing.
Thank you.
Oh, I've not score kept in so long. I forgot what you got on the